This conference will now be recorded.
Now, see, in last class, we have discussed about GST, how this GST will work, what are the GST things we have, rates, how to pass the transaction. This is what we have seen in a GST. Okay, now what we are going to see is TDS. GST is our indirect tax. It is a indirect tax. And now what we are going to see now is, other than GST, the next one what we are going to see is TDS. Okay, what does this TDS means? TDS means where we are paying our expenses, tax deducted at source. TDS means tax deducted at source. Source means from where we are getting a income. Okay, from the sources of income, from which place I'm getting a income. Say, let me give you some examples with the rent or from salary. Say we have a company. We are working in a company, MCC Batch A Private Limited. This is my company. This company is paying the salary to their employees. So when the company is paying a salary to employees, for the company, it is the expenses. For the company, it is an expenses, but for the employee, it is the income. So it is an income. So what does this government says is, that is central government. Central government, what they suggest is, you can earn an income, any amount, any income you can earn it, but we are giving you certain limitation. If you are earning income more than this limit, more than this amount, you have to pay a tax. This is what government says. So what does they say is, up to 2,50,000 for the salary, up to 2,50,000, they say as no need to pay a tax. It is nil. If you are earning salary more than 2,50,000, as per the slab rate of salary, you need to pay a tax. You need to pay a tax. Say if you are taking a salary, monthly salary, if you are taking 15,000, okay, 15,000 you are taking a monthly salary. So per annum, how much it will be? 1,80,000. That is 15,000 into 12. Per month, it is 15,000. Per annum, that is per year, it is 1,80,000. So government says that up to 2,50,000, there is no need of paying a tax. They're saying there is no need of paying a tax. Now what you have to do here is, when they're saying no need to pay a tax up to 2,50,000, no need. Say in case if you're getting a salary, some 25,000 you're getting monthly salary. Each month you're getting 25,000 salary. Then in that case, per annum, how much it will become? It will become around 3 lakhs. It is 3 lakhs per annum. Now up to 2,50,000, no need to pay a tax, but your salary per year, it is becoming 3 lakhs. Then which means you need to pay a tax. How much you need to pay? For 3 lakhs, you have to pay a 5%. So overall on 3 lakhs, 5% we won't calculate. What we will do is, the government says up to 2 lakh, you need 2,50,000, no need to pay a tax. This is what they're saying. Now what I will do is, I'll pay a tax for the remaining 50,000. Out of 3 lakhs, I'll minus 2,50,000. The balance 50,000 what I'm having, on that 50,000, I will have to calculate the tax. Okay, so like this, the same thing, some other income also we are having. Based on income we will be doing. So let me give you one more example. Suppose I'm having a company. This is my company. I'm having a company. So this company, I don't have a own place to to run a company. So what I will do is, I have taken a place. I have taken a place for rent. Okay, for rent. Every month I need to pay a rent to this landlord of the building where I'm running a business. So see, what I will be doing here is, there is a limit for this salary also, for the rent also. Now company is paying a rent to the landlord. So for company, rent is an expenses, but the owner of a building, for him it is an income. So when I'm paying a rent for him, if I'm paying more than, if I am paying more than the limit of accepted. So what is the exemption limit they are saying is up to 2,40,000, there is no need to pay a tax. So per month, if I'm paying a 1 lakh rent I'm paying for the building. So for 2 months, I don't have to pay. From the third month, it is crossing more than a 2,40,000, then I'll have to pay a tax. So what I will do is I'll not directly pay a tax. What I will do is, as a company, when I'm paying 1 lakh rent to this owner of the building, from that 1 lakh, 10% of tax I'll deduct it. I'll minus from 1 lakh, I'll minus 10% of amount. 90,000 I'll pay to the owner of a building. This 10,000 I will pay to the income tax department. TDS means tax deducted at source. This tax is where we are paying is income tax, IT, income tax. For the same reason, only for the salary, there is different slab rate that is based on a age wise up to 60 years. That is for the citizen, and 60 years to 80 years, it is a senior citizen, and more than 80 years, it is super senior citizen. Based on that, there is a slab rate of tax what you have to pay. The same thing I've shared you on your WhatsApp group also. Link, you can cross check with that. I think you are all from the second year or third year BCom. Which year you are doing? Second year, third year?
Second year.
You have an income tax subject, right? Yes or no?
No, ma'am.
Fourth sem or fifth sem you might be getting. I'm not sure which sem you will be getting, but you have one subject called income tax. When you go into that subject, you will learn in a detail. As a basic information, I'll just give you this. Okay, so I've shared you a link for the salary. It is only for the salary. For other than salary, also there is a slab rate. And you must remember this, income tax slab rate will not remain same thing for every time. Each and every financial year, they'll be revising it. Exemption limit or tax rate, something might be changing. So every financial year, income tax will change, but GST it won't change. But income tax every financial year it will be changing. Okay, so what we are doing here is, when I'm saying about the income tax, that is the TDS tax deducted at source. Okay, it is tax deducted at source. Now see, tax deducted at source. Source means where, from where you are getting a income. From where you are getting a income. Income is earned. Okay. So the next one is, now if I'm here, we have two people. One is deductor and the other one is deductee. Okay. Deductor and deductee. Who is this deductor? Deductor is a company, one who is paying expenses. Okay, one who is paying the expenses. Okay, and the next one is deductee. Deductee is the person or a company also, it can be. Okay, person, one who is getting a income, receiving income. Okay, he is receiving a income. So in this case, now deductor, let's take it as we are having a company. So that is MCC company we have. Okay, MCC company we are having. This company is paying the expenses. Say example, we are paying a rent. So when I'm paying a rent is what? My expenses. And this is the owner of a building. Okay, he is the owner of a building. Okay, for him, he is receiving the income. Okay, receiving money, receiving income. He is receiving some kind of income. So now what I want to do is, what I'll be doing is, suppose when I'm paying a rent I need to pay the exemption limit, rent of land and building. The exemption limit for this is 2,40,000. 2,40,000 is the exemption limit. Now every month, okay, so month rent per month, okay, rent per month I am paying here, I am paying 1 lakh rupees per month. Per month I'm paying 1 lakh rupees. In that case, the third month, when I'm paying for the April month, it is 1 lakh rupees. May month 1 lakh rupees. Then June month again 1 lakh rupees. So when I'm coming to the June, it is crossing more than 2,40,000. Then what I have to do is, I have to minus, I have to deduct the taxes. I have to deduct taxes from this amount. So from 1 lakh, okay, from this 1 lakh, I will deduct 10% of tax, that is 10,000 rupees, right? 10,000 rupees I'll deduct it from 1 lakh, and the balance 90,000 I'll pay to the landlord, that is the owner of the building. Okay, I'll pay to this person. This is what the scenario says. So when I have to pay this tax, or when I'll be deducting this deducted amount 1 lakh rupees, I'll pay to the income tax department. I will pay, that is my MCC company will pay the taxes. Now if I have to deduct this taxes, how should I deduct it? So if you are supposed to deduct this taxes, what you have to do is, you must have a TAN number. What is this TAN? Trade account number. TAN means trade account number. If you have this TAN number, only then you can deduct the tax. Okay, TAN number you must have to deduct the tax. Okay, so you must have a TAN number. This will be a 10-digit alphanumeric. Okay, it will be a alphanumeric. And if this person, the owner, must also have a proof of PAN number, that is permanent account number. You all know what is PAN number. You will be having an individual PAN card, right? So PAN number this person must have. If this landlord is not having a PAN card, if this person is not having a PAN number, so no PAN, in that case your tax will be deducted. Instead of deducting this 10%, instead of deducting at 10%, it will be deducted at 20% by default. If what I will do is, I'll deduct every month 10% and I'll pay to this landlord. If this landlord is not having a PAN number, PAN card is not having, so instead of deducting at 10%, I'll deduct for him 20%. That is the rules. That is the rules that income tax department says. So deductor and deducting. Okay, so if I have to deduct the TDS, sorry, I've given some other color, let me give this. If I'm going to deduct the TDS, to deduct the TDS, TAN number is mandatory to deduct the TDS. And if this person is not having a PAN number, if he's having a PAN number, you can deduct at 10%. If no TAN number, sorry, if no PAN number, yeah, you have to deduct it at 20%. This is the rules. Okay, so what is this? Tax deducted at source. Tax deducted at source, which means a source is where a income is being earned by any person. For one person it is a expenses, for the other person it is a income. The person one who is paying the expenses will deduct the taxes and the balance will be paid to this landlord. Okay, any doubt in this? Anybody? So no doubts, I'll consider as no doubts. Tax deducted at source, which means it is a sources of income. Can you see my screen? Please answer someone.
Yes, ma'am.
Now see here, this is like it is a tax, that is tax deducted at source, which means from the income we are reducing the money while making a payment. When I'm making a payment to some other person, when I'm making a payment, what kind of payment? Like rent I'm paying, commission I'm paying, salary I'm paying, professional fees I'm paying, interest I'm paying. In this kind, I'll deduct the TDS and then I'll pay to this person. The deducted amount what I'm having in my hand, this I'll pay to the income tax department. Okay, so usually it will depend on each and every payment, every income, it depends. The same way when you have a salary, for salary, so up to the age limit 2,50,000, there is a slab. Up to 2,50,000 it is nil. 2,50,000 to 5 lakhs it is 5%. 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs it is 20%. Above 10 lakhs it is 30%. The same thing, these details are shared you on your WhatsApp group link. You can cross check with that. Okay, and there is one more slab also for above 60 years, that is 60 to 80 years, and the next slab rate will be above 80 years. So 3 slab rates will be having, you can cross check with that. Next one, who is deductor and deductee? When should you have to deduct? So as per the tax rule under section 192 to 195 Income Tax Act, as per the Income Tax Act, from 192 to 195 sections, according to this, if in this sections, if any sources of income, if you're earning, if you're getting it, in that case you need to pay a tax. And that when you will pay a tax, when you're crossing the exemption limit, certain limit, if you're crossing the income, only in that case you have to pay a tax. If not, no need to pay a tax. So the amount exceeds the limit specified for such payment as per the CBDT, that is Central Bureau of Direct Tax circulars for the assessment year. So assessment year means next financial year. So every financial year they'll be giving you new circular when there is a changes in rate, that is percentage, and amount, what is the exemption limit exceeding, so what you have to pay. So this will be given to you. Okay, deductor and deductee, this I've already told you. Deductor, one, the person one is responsible for deducting a tax while paying the expenses. Deductee, a person one who receives a payment after deducting a tax, means he is receiving a income, then is called as a deductee. Assessment year is the next financial year. Okay, it is after the financial year, the next financial year is called as assessment year. So TAN number, it is a trade account number that is provided for a company when they are making a payment who needs to deduct the tax, for making sure that such an import of duties is being paid, for deducting a tax, and to pay this to the department, they are giving you TAN number and PAN number. PAN number is a person, one individual person will be having. So both PAN number and PAN and TAN number, it is both will be having a 10 digits alphanumeric combination. Okay, and TAN number, first 4 alphabets, 5 digits, and 1 alphabet, whereas PAN number, first 5 alphabets, 4 numbers, and 1 alphabet, like this. Okay, that is the only difference. First 4 alphabet in TAN, but in PAN it is 5 alphabets. Okay, the next one is difference between TAN and PAN. This I've told you, 10 digits it will be for deductor and deductee. Okay, then how will I pay a tax? How will I have to pay a tax? So when I'm paying a tax, these are the application form that I have to fill. For salary, I have to deduct a TDS and I have to pay through the form 24Q. Okay, for other than salary, it is 27Q. For sale of property, when I'm selling a land and building, or some apartments, plot, anything I'm selling it, then 26QB. If I'm giving up places on a rent, plant I'm giving for a rent, machineries I'm giving for a rent, building I'm giving for a rent, space I'm giving, in that case 26QC. When you will pay a TDS tax, it is always quarterly return. It is not monthly, it is quarterly. You will be paying quarterly. So which quarterly you will pay? Suppose, say, so it is quarterly report. Quarterly return means you have to pay a tax quarterly. That is paying of tax. Paying of tax quarterly return you will pay. What is the due date? Due date is of 31st of subsequent quarter. That is subsequent month, quarter month. Subsequent quarter month. Okay, but there is one more difference. Okay, well, there is one more difference. What is the difference is, say, like if I'm having now see here what I'm having is quarter month, subsequent quarter month. Now what I will do is say first quarter. First quarter is April, May, June. April to June. I'm having. When I will pay, I'll pay in the next month, July. July 31st. Next quarter is from July, August, September. So I have to till September. After this, when I will pay in the month of October, before 31st, I need to pay. Next one, what I'm having is October, November, December. I will pay in the month of January. I'll pay in the month of January before 31st. Next one, the last quarter is January, from January to January, February, March. So till March. When I will pay, the next month is April, January, February, next month. Jan, Feb, March, I have to pay in the month of April. But the government says instead of April, I'll give you one more month concession period. You can pay in the month of May 31st, before May 31st. Why this April month has not been given? Because this March and April are the financial year ending and beginning period. Since it is the ending and beginning period, the company will usually have a lot of works to be done. They have to close all the books of accounts, they have to settle the payment, they have to prepare a balance sheet, profit and loss statement, they have to pay the audit fees, tax fees, so many things they'll be having. So they'll be having lot of works to be done. So since because of that, considering this, the department is allowing the people, that is the company, to pay a tax 1 month later. So they are giving you a period of May 31st till year they have given. So these are the forms. These are the forms which you will be paying the taxes. Okay, for paying a taxes, you have these are the forms. Okay, now since you are a company, you are deducting a TDS, you are paying to the department, fine. And the income receiver, you have deducted from my income and you are paying a tax. How will I come to know whether you are paying a tax or not? As an individual person, how can I check this? So since see, a company is paying me a salary, they have deducted a TDS. Every quarter period, they're paying a tax using this form 24Q. As an employee, I want to see whether this has been paid or not. So where can I check? I can log into the income tax department's portal, that is website, using my PAN number. After that, I will download the form 16 yearly once before 31st May. I can download it and I can see that whether the company is paid a tax or not. Like this, I can check it. Okay, like this, I can check it. The same thing for the others also. For rent of other than salary, for rent of land and building, for sale of property also. The people can check through this forms. Okay, through this forms they can check it. So that is form 16, form 16A, form 16B and form 16C. Through this they can check it. Okay, through this they can check it. Now see the same thing after this one. Okay, I also have a chart how they can pay a tax. So see, after this is an exemption limit for 21 and 22 I'm having. So if you are having a salary, it depends on a slab. Interest on securities, this have given. Dividends 5,000. Bank interest up to 40,000, no tax. So premature withdrawal of EPF, Provident Fund. Before maturing of paid Provident Fund, if I want to withdraw money, I can withdraw it. But if I'm withdrawing a money more than 50,000, on that amount, 10% of tax will be deducted. Okay, so these are the exemption limit. Till this amount, you no need to pay a tax. If you're crossing more than this amount, you have to pay this tax. See here, same thing here also I'm having. See, rent of land and building 2,40,000. Rent of plant and machinery 2,40,000. But for land and building 10%, plant and machinery it is 2%. Okay, so like this. The same way professional fees. Professional fees I'm having 30,000. So like this, you have each and everything. You will be having an exemption limit where you can see the exemption limit every financial year getting updated. Okay, now we will see in a tally. We'll just go for a tally and we will see how to do this TDS. Okay, so now let's enable the TDS. I'll go for Alt K. Sorry, Alt K you can go, or directly see I'll press Alt K. I'll go for this. I'll go for this features and I will enable it. Or if not, I'll use the other option directly F11. I'll press. I'll get a company features. I'll go for this tax deducted at source. GST I have done tax deducted at source. I'll make this option yes. Okay, now let's create a ledger. I'll go for a creating ledger. Let's see whether I've created a ledger for rent also. Ledger rent, office rent I'm having. Okay, already ledger we have created office rent. Now what I will do is in office rent, is GST applicable? Not applicable on this. Is TDS applicable for office rent? Then I'll give it as applicable. Nature of payment, I'm not getting any list, so I'll go for create. I'll go for create. Now what I will type here is TDS on rent of land and building. Land and building. Section 194I. Let's see here, cross check this. So rent of land and building, see 194I is the section. These are the sections you have. So I told you from 192 to 194, 195 or 196 you will be having the sections as per the Central Bureau of Income Tax. So according to that the tax will be deducted. Now we are going to do it on rent of land and building. I'm doing on rent of land and building. 2,40,000 is the exemption limit, 10%. The same thing what I'm doing here is, let me just show you once again. I'll press it key. I have opened the ledger, office rent ledger, which I've already created in an alteration mode. And here I have an option, is TDS applicable? I've created as applicable. Nature of payment I'm not having. I'll go for this create. And I will type here as rent TDS on rent of land and building. And the section code is 194I. Okay, 194I. Okay, so that is what I'm giving. See, 194I I'm giving this. Then payment code, the last three digit will be 94I am giving. I don't have a remittance code. Remittance code will not be given directly. It is through the payment only you'll get. So I'm avoiding that. The next one is PAN rate of individual or to the HUF. What is the tax? With the PAN number, it is 10%. It is 10%. Without PAN number, by default, they have given as 20%. Now, what is the threshold limit? That is exemption limit. Till where I'm not supposed to pay a tax. So till 2,40,000, I don't have to pay a tax. I'll accept this. You can try this, creating this. Not applicable, I'm giving. I'll accept this. Try this, everyone. Open your office rent ledger if you have already created. If not created, see, I just went to alter ledger. I've seen whether my office rent is there. So I was having an office rent I've created, so I've selected this. If you don't have, go for create ledger, create the office rent ledger, enable the TDS as applicable, and create it. Everyone try this. I'm opening this for you for your reference. You can try this. Everyone. Are everyone done? Now after this, see, after this ledger office rent, I'll create one more ledger. I'll go for creating a ledger. So I'm going to get for tally, create. I'll create a ledger as TDS duty. You can create it as TDS tax, TDS anything. I'm just giving a name as TDS duty. You can give any name. Tax deducted at source, you can give TDS, you can give the TDS tax also, you can give any name. Then I'll group this under duties and taxes. So what type of tax it is? It is TDS. I'll select this. Next one, nature of payment. Nature of payment. What it is nature of payment I'm paying it. So since I'll be using 2-3 taxes, 2-3 TDS I'll be deducting. So not only rent of land and building, I'll be doing some other things also. I'll choose as any. I'll be using any, so that only this tax ledger I can use for everything. I'll accept this now. Now there is a landlord of a building. I want to create it. So I'll just give it as Benita Plaza. The name of my building, Benita Plaza. So on that, for this person, I'm paying a tax. So for your understanding, I'll just give it as owner of land and building, or you can give it as landlord also. So is my sundry creditor. Is my sundry creditor. Then here is TDS deductible for this person. Yes. Deducted type, what kind of person is, whether it's an individual person, whether it is a company, whether it is a partnership firm, or it is a HUF company, what type of company it is. So I'll take it as it is an individual person, one who is having that building and is a resident. You'll be seeing two types of people. One is resident, the other one is non-resident. Non-resident means NRI. Okay, non-resident means NRI. NRI means, non-resident of India. The person is having a property in India but is not staying in India. He stays half days here in India, in some other country, in some other places. He'll be staying half of the days in that per year. So there is a limit for the person also. He has to spend 182 days in a year in India. Then only he'll be called as resident. If he's not fulfilling this 182 days in India, then that person will be called as non-resident, that is NRI. Okay, so now I'm taking as resident. Okay, individual resident. Deduct TDS in same voucher. I'm giving as yes. I'll accept this now. You can try this also, everyone. So see, I have to give a PAN number here. If I'm not giving a PAN number for this party, it won't be deducting. It will be deducting as 20%. Instead of deducting at 10%, it will be deducting at 20%. I'll give this PAN number. I'll give 5 alphabets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 alphabet. I'll give this and I'll accept this. Okay, you can create this same thing. I'll just open in an alteration mode. Try everyone to create this. PAN number is very important. Please try to provide the PAN number and accept the screen. Done, everyone? Okay, now we'll go for the next one. Party name we have created, duty ledger we have created, and office rent we have created. Now, which date I'm into? I'm into August, 1st August 2022. Okay, so let's go for voucher. You can make this payment journal entry in purchase also, or you can do in journal also. So I'll show you two entries in both the places. First I'll show you in a journal, then I'll show you in a purchase also. Anywhere you can do, whichever you feel comfortable, there you can do. It is not mandatory that you have to do here itself. I'll show you in both the places. Now in the month of August, on 1st of August, I'm paying a rent, office rent. Debit all expenses, office rent. I'm paying 1 lakh. 1 lakh I'm paying. TDS on rent by default it is coming because I've grouped it under there. So credit to whom I'm paying, to Vinita Plaza. Like this, you can do it. New reference. I'll take it as new reference and I'll accept this. This is 1 minute. Okay, let me show you the entry once again. Daybook. So journal. This is what. Debiting office rent 1 lakh rupees, crediting Vinita Plaza to whom I'm paying it. Okay, so that is 1 lakh rupees I need to pay to this Vinita Plaza. So on which date? On 1st of August 2022. So next what I will do is, after August, in the next month, let me change the date. Okay, August. Now September 1, 9, 2022. On this date, I had to pass the transaction. So let me show you this entry in a purchase. Instead of doing this in the journal voucher, let me show in a purchase. Same type of entry. I will show you in a purchases. I'll convert this. I'll change this mode into account invoice mode instead of item invoice mode. Okay, so supplier invoice number I'll give you. Now, to whom it is? Vinita Plaza. I'll accept the screen. What I'm paying? Office rent I'm paying. How much I'm paying? 1 lakh. That's all. This is how you can do. You can do in either in a journal or in a purchase. Anywhere you can do. Okay, office rent I'm purchasing. I'm using the places. After this office rent place which I'm using it, for that I'm paying a money as a expenses. I'll accept this transaction. So September. Two entries we have done. Where one is in August, I paid 1 lakh. Okay, and then see, I just raised provisions. I just took it as Vinita Plaza office rent I've done. Then I have to make a payment for paying a 1 lakh rupees. I didn't do that. I'll show you later. Okay, first we will see how to deduct this. Okay, now third month. Let me change the date again. Now third month when I'm doing it, that is 1st of October. 1st of October, I'm paying a rent to this Vinita Plaza. Vinita Plaza, I'm paying a rent, office rent. Okay, office rent. So what it is? What was the limit? 2,40,000. So when I will be doing here 2 lakh, so that is 1 lakh I'm paying in the month of October. 1 lakh, enter here. Now I'll select here as TDS duty. Now see, minus 10,000 by default it is coming. So see, from 1 lakh rupees minus 10,000, 90,000, I have to pay a tax to this Benita Plaza. Now I'll accept this. Okay. So if not, if I'm not, if I don't know, I don't know whether I've crossed my exemption limit or not. This is my third entry, so I know I'm crossing it. But think that I don't know whether I've crossed my exemption limit or not. So in the October month, when I'll be passing this transaction, Benita Plaza, I'll select this. Now see here, I'll go for this office rent. Office rent 1 lakh I'm paying here. I don't know whether I've crossed the limit or not. I'll press enter. I'm not selecting here TDS duty. I'll accept this. New reference. I'll accept this. See, when I'm giving this accept yes, so what happens is I'll get a warning message saying that TDS has crossed my limitation. So that is TDS is not deducted for the previous bill of Benita Plaza owner. Do you want to deduct now? This message will appear only once when the exemption limit is crossed. So only once it will appear when I give this yes. So till date the last 3 transaction Benita Plaza. Nature of payment, land on building, rent of land and building, TDS duty. By default it is coming 30,000 has been deducted against the October month. First is August 10,000. Second in the month of September another 10,000. Then against in the month of October I'll accept this. Like this you repeat. Okay, only once this warning message will appear, then next time it won't be appearing. See, suppose if I'm paying in the month of next month, October, November, I want to pay. I'll change the date 1/11. Okay, supplier invoice number I have to give. I'll select as Benita Plaza. I'll accept this now. Now, office rent I'm paying it 1 lakh. Okay, without selecting a tax ledger, now let me accept it. See, accept yes or no. Yes, I'm giving. I didn't get the warning message. Directly it got accepted. Let me open this day book. I'll come to the main screen, gateway of Tally. I'll go for a day book. I'll open this transaction. Now see, now what you have to do is, since you got a warning message, whenever you'll be passing the transaction, you have to select this TDS duty and you have to pass the transaction. Like this 90,000, you will make a payment voucher. You have to pay 90,000 to this Benita Plaza, and tax you have to pay. Now instead of this rent, let me show you one more thing. I'll show you one more thing. I'll go for create ledger professional fees. What does this professional fees means? See, we are having a company. Okay, we are having a company. So for our company, we need some consulting, business consulting or auditor we need. So auditor will come to my company. He'll be giving me some facilities, some accounts maintenance. He must suggest something. For that, auditor will charge me some money. So that money, what I'm paying is my expenses. That expenses, professional fees. Okay, I'll be paying what? Professional fees. Okay, professional fees I'm paying it. So this is my indirect expenses. Now what it here it is, no GST, not applicable. Is TDS applicable? I'll give it as applicable. Then nature of payment, it is not rent. I have to create it. I'll go for create. I'll create it as professional fees. TDS on professional fees. TDS on professional fees. Section is 194J. Okay, code is 94J. Payment code is this one. And what is the percentage? It is 10%. 10%. Threshold limit is 30,000. 30,000. 30,000 I need to pay to this person. That means exemption limit. If I'm crossing more than 30,000, then I'll be paying this tax. So let's create one more party ledger here. I'll create a party ledger as ABC Business Consultancy. So this is my creditor, sundry creditor. Is TDS deductible? I'll give it as yes. What type of company it is? Let me just create it as company resident. I'm creating here as company resident. Okay, that is private limited company in India. It is located. Deduct TDS in same voucher? Yes. Okay, so you have to give a PAN number. I'll give you a PAN number ASDF A 1234 A. 10 digits I've given. I'll accept this now. Now what I will do is, now let me pass the transaction. So we'll do from the April itself. F2 1 4 April. So to whom I'm paying here? To ABC Business Consultancy. What I am paying here is professional fees. Professional fees I'm paying per month is charging me 15,000. Just take it as 15,000. Okay, or you can take it as 20,000 also. Let's take it as 20,000. Okay, TDS. So now see, if I select here TDS, now TDS duty, if I'm selecting, it is not getting deducted because I didn't cross my exemption limit. I'll accept this now. New reference, I'll accept this. Next one. Again, let's do in the month of May, 1st of May. ABC Business Consultancy. Okay. ABC Business Consultancy, I'll accept this. Now, what I'm paying is professional fees. Professional fees I'm paying. How much I am paying is 20,000. Enter, enter. But I'm not giving the details now. TDS tax I didn't give. I'll accept this. New reference. 30,000 was an exemption limit. Now it is crossing 40,000. See, I'm getting a warning message. I'll just give it as yes. When I give it as yes, this screen will open. Party name, by default it is coming. When I press enter, I'll select that. Again, the nature of payment is also coming. I just press enter. Duty ledger also, I'll press enter. So like this, you just need to accept it. This one, 4,000, 2,000 for the first one, and for the second one, another 2,000. I'll accept this. Okay. So third month when I'm making a transaction, F2 1 6. I'll make it in F9, that is purchase ABC Business Consultancy. I'll accept this. What I'm paying is professional fees. How much I'm paying? 20,000. Enter. TDS tax ledger, I'll select it. Minus 2,000, so 18,000 I have to pay to this business consultancy. So like this you will be paying. So now after this, let's take it as payment. I'll go for a voucher. F5 from HDFC Bank.
老师，你为了自己的真相，还让人过钱。给你下去。只有您从死，还你混蛋！